The Sustainable Development Goal on Food Security is Goal 2, which is part of the 17 global goals established by the United Nations to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. Goal 2 aims to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. In view of that, various irrigation schemes in Ghana are working towards ensuring food security all year. One of the crops being cultivated and showing huge prospects is rice. The Kpong Irrigation Scheme and Aveyime Irrigation Scheme are two schemes contributing to this. The Pong Irrigation Scheme, established in 1998, covers an impressive 4,000 hectares of land, with over 2,000 hectares dedicated to rice cultivation and the rest dedicated to banana cultivation. Mr. Samuel Evans Lamte, the scheme manager for Pong Irrigation Scheme, spoke on the scheme's contribution.
Pong Irrigation Scheme has been in existence for over 20 years now. It was started in 1998, and it boasts of about 4,000 hectares of land, 2,000 plus of which is cultivated to rice, and then the rest to banana. We take our source from the Pong Dam, which has a height of about 18.25 meters, and it runs from Akuse through Astuary and ends in Kasunya. Our major production is rice, both seed rice and then food rice. Yeah, and the farmer population here is about 2,965, out of which 862 are females. Varieties grown here are Jasmine 85, Legon Rice 1, also known as S. Baika, and then Agra.
Apart from the irrigation infrastructure, the scheme has witnessed private sector involvement, providing essential services to the farmers.
Having other private sector involvement in our rice value chain, we have service providers like machine operators, machine for land preparation, and then machine for harvesting. We have input dealers also who come in to liaise with the farmers, and then some come in as sponsors of various farmers, and then they have their own arrangements with them, how to recoup their support for them.
Mr. Lamte called on investors to invest hugely in the Pong Irrigation Scheme.
Investors should look at the value chain, improvement that they can bring into a value chain. As at now, we are having problems with labor for transplanting. So if we should get transplanters or direct seeding machines, we will love it very much. Yeah. Then during spraying of the fields, you know, the area is so large, we need machinery services to do spraying for us. So sprayers, either through drones or through mechanized implement that can be hitched to tractors, I think it will also help us a lot.
Speaking to agroiches, Keji Frank, an agronomist and extension officer on the scheme, recalls how their yields doubled after receiving support from the JICA and MASAP's projects.
Before the yields increased, we are having a lot of challenges here. So JICA MASAP's project came in, I think, in 2016. And then they came to improve the yield of the farmers through a series of agronomical trainings and then capacity building for the farmers. So currently our yield is at, on the average, 5.5 tons per hectare. And we crop 2 times in a year.
He said plans are underway to increase production to 8 tons per hectare.
Yeah, the full capacity, yield capacity of the rice, the variety of rice we do here is estimated to be 8 tons. Yeah, but gradually, before it was less than 3 tons before MASAPs came in. So from that, we increased to, on the average, 5.5 tons. Some go as high as 6.5 tons per year. So we are looking at still trying to increase the yield to 8 tons.
He added that the Pong irrigation scheme proves to be more than just a rice and banana producer, as it has also delved into aquaculture.
Fish farming now, and from the look of things and how things are going on our scheme, I could say it's a big business because we have other companies who are employing over 500 workers here. When you go to Fujian farm, there are even over 1,000 workers there. And they produce, I think they harvest almost getting to 20 tons of tilapia every day, except on Saturdays. So you can see, and all this is consumed in Accra.
We now turn our focus to another irrigation scheme in Ghana, the Aveyime irrigation scheme. Aveyime has been popularly known for rice cultivation in the country since the 1960s. Mr. Samuel Deborah, the project manager, said, hence, the scheme promises great prospects to contribute to national food security.
Ever since this project started as a rice project, a lot of smaller farms, private farms, has really seen the prospect of rice production. Now, all around us, there are a lot of farming going on for rice. And other people are also seeing the prospect of irrigation as an all-year-round production solution. So, people are now coming into agriculture. The youth are also seeing the prospects. Some of them, before they traveled outside this town to Accra, to Kumasi, to look for maybe greener pastures. But then when they realized that there was money in agriculture, some of them are coming back. And with time, as when you go to the field, you realize that there are a lot of youth now actively involved in agriculture. And there's also bringing a lot of the value chain operators along, maybe agro input sellers, machine operators, all of them, they are coming around because they see the prospects.
He highlighted some major challenges to the scheme, including the lack of machinery.
One of the major challenges of the Aveyime irrigation scheme is the small farm holder size. Averagely, we are looking around 0.5 of a hectare. Our farmers' population is around 100. And within this 100, we are doing around 54. So we realize that there are a lot of pressure on the land. Almost everybody wants to get a piece of that land to crop. So this small holding is affecting, for instance, even our bonds. People are chopping bonds. The bonds that divide one farm from the other, they are chopping to get more land. And even within families, they are also there are a lot of issues that are coming because everybody wants to take the land, especially when the owner is no more. Maybe the father and mother is no more, and the family has to share the land. And why am I saying that? This is also opportunity because now they see the prospect of farming. So they all want to go into agriculture. So it has become an issue, small farm holding. We are trusting God that we can do expansion so that almost all of them will get land to crop. The other issue is that we do all year round agriculture, but one of our major challenges is the machinery. Basically, we rent machines from Masuchare. Sometimes we go to Weta. When we are in cropping, we look for machine everywhere because agriculture is seasonal. We want to meet production and cut cost. And because we don't have a pool of machines around, it becomes difficult for us to plan and achieve our plan.
Ernest Yanka, a 41-year-old farmer on the scheme, reiterated the urgent need for agricultural machinery to increase production.
What I can say is, in terms of machinery, before we do harvesting or before we plow or till our land, we have to go to Asituari or Dohwenya or Apipe to hire a machine before we do machinery services. So if there are machines, I think it will benefit us a lot. And there are more lands that we were told of by the scheme manager. If it has been developed and shared among the youth, I think a lot of youth will engage themselves into the farming. Because now a lot of youth are calling that can I have a piece of land to farm? So I am pleading with the government. if there is any possibility or possible thing that they can do to assist to develop the lands, then I'm appealing to them that they should come in, develop the land. More of youth will come back from the urban areas to come and settle down, and then we enjoy life as well.
Well, although rice cultivation continues to happen, one major challenge spotted by agro-riches was a manual scaring of birds through shouting and the use of catapults. Enyonam Ankuche, a farmer on the scheme, shared her plight.
The bird, if you don't sack the bird, you won't get anything. Sometimes, if I don't come even early too, before I come and nobody help us, the one they will chop is, if you look at it, it will pain you. So the scaring matter, if you can see something to help us to sack the bird, apart from this thing we are doing, it will be better. You see some people there, they put the net there. But that net too, it costs. And the people who make it for you to, you pay them. After the time they will come and take it off too, you have to pay again. And even when the net is there and the bird come and sit in the net, the small children, they will run in to cut the bird. And that one too, they will disturb the rice for you.
Governmental authorities and the private sector were called on to provide sustainable ways of increasing agricultural production. For Agro-Riches TV, Prince Opoku Dogbe.